Hi there everyone, your Hyrule here with some more of The Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess HD. Last episode, we made our way through the Arbiter's grounds, and now we're here at the very top, where the Mirror of Twilight is supposedly at. Now as you can see, we can see quite a ways from where we were. We traveled quite a bit from the Gerudo Desert to get here, but this is going to be worth it. This here is the Mirror Chamber. Try to approach this statue, and we have some Twilight monsters to deal with. Some shadow beasts, as others have called them. Okay, so my tactic here, I'm gonna get rid of this one. Why are there keys here? Leave me alone. So transform into Wolf Link, and I'm gonna take care of. Let's see. I'll start with dealing with these two, and then I'll deal with the last two that are far away. Okay, good. And right over here. Come on. You know you want me. There we go. Okay, then Keese got in my way. But we've taken them out and opened up another warp point for us. Didn't even take any damage from that. But what's more important is using the spinner to get up here. This takes us to the very top of this statue of some deity to the Gerudo. At least that's what I assume it is. And this raises this up. A dark entity lurks in the twilight. It houses an evil power. You who are guided by fate, you who possess the crest of the goddesses, hear us. At the command of the goddesses, we sages have guarded the Mirror of Twilight since ancient times. You seek it, but the Mirror of Twilight has been fragmented by mighty magic. That magic is a dark power that only he possesses. His name is Ganondorf. He was the leader of a band of thieves who invaded Hyrule in the hopes of establishing dominion over the Sacred Realm. He was known as a demon thief, an evil magic wielder renowned for his ruthlessness. But he was blind. In all of his fury and might, he was blind to any danger, and thus he was exposed, subdued, and brought to justice. By some divine prank, he too had been blessed with the chosen power of the gods. His abiding hatred and lust for power turned to purest malice. Perhaps that evil power has been passed on to Zant. You're just now figuring out where Zant got his power? It's far too late. Only the true leader of the Twilight can utterly destroy the Mirror of Twilight, so Zant could merely break it into pieces. Once broken by magic, the Mirror of Twilight became fragments, which even now lie hidden across the land of Hyrule. One is in the snowy mountain heights. One is in an ancient grove. And one is in the heavens. You who have been sent by the goddesses, you should be able to gather the three pieces. But you must be prepared, for a dangerous power resides in those fragments. So we have our next objective, to travel to those three places and look for the Mirror of Twilight pieces. Anyways, with that, I just want to say, the rest of this episode is just going to be me doing optional stuff, now that we have the spinner. And also getting something that I missed, because I missed the Meaver stamp in Lake Hylia, but I'm going to be taking care of optional stuff just because there really isn't much planned for this episode in terms of plot progression, but if you want to stick around, feel free to do so. I'm going to be ending things off at Castletown, so that's where I'm going to be starting the next episode off if you don't want to watch ahead to me doing the rest of the optional stuff. So I'm just going to get that out of the way. Okay, so I'm back here in Lake Hylia. I'm near the Howling Stone, and this is also near the entrance to that really big cavern. Right over here is this digging spot for us that I just completely passed by. So let's just go in here, take care of all of these enemies. Come on. I can take you. Or not. Come on. I wanted to do a shield attack here. I mean, I could just use my arrows, but what's the fun in that? You know what? Yeah, sure, why not? Where are you? Come and get some. Where are you? Whoops. Right over there. Come on. I see you swimming. There we go. And doing this gives us a treasure chest. Now, I want to actually briefly talk about what those sages were talking about. They said that we had a crest of the goddesses. This is actually something that, if you paid attention to early cutscenes you can see that that is the case. There is an implication here that this incarnation of Link is already in possession of the Triforce of Courage. In earlier cutscenes where you were able to take a look at Link's left hand, or right hand if you're playing in hero mode, or the Wii version, you can see that he has a mark of the Triforce, and where the Triforce of Courage would be, that is a different color than the rest of the mark of the Triforce. So there is that hint there, that he already has that. And as for Ganondorf, that divine prank is... This is getting into a bit of a nerdy topic here, but this is a bit of a hint as to Ganondorf gaining the Triforce of Power through the split timeline happening. It's a whole topic. I'm not going to get into it too much, but because of shenanigans in other Zelda games, this Ganondorf also got the Triforce of Power. Because, you know, the split timeline thing happened. Anyways, next destination is going to be Hyrule Field. I'm outside of Castletown right now, and I'm going to travel to where I want to be. But while I'm doing that, I actually think this is a really good time, how dare you, a really good time for me to talk about the Wii U gamepad. I'm currently playing this game with a Pro Controller, but this game does offer gamepad support, and it's actually really, really cool. It's an interesting way to play the game. So when you're playing with the gamepad, first off, one really cool thing that you can do is just instantly swap out your items. You don't need to go into the menu and set your items to different buttons. You can just use the touchscreen of the gamepad and set your items that way. Really, really handy. You don't need to open up a menu, which is really, really nice. It's actually... If I had a way of showing the gamepad, I would probably be doing that, but I currently don't, so... Oops. But also, another thing you could do with the gamepad is... Whenever you're using items that would require you to use aiming, like arrows, or the boomerang, Gale Boomerang, technically, or the claw shot, you can actually use the built-in gyro controls of the gamepad and just rotate your body around, like, while holding the gamepad, and take aim that way. It's actually a way I would prefer to aim after seeing how aiming works in, for example, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D, because that uses gyro controls, and I use gyro controls in that a lot. It'd be something definitely worth getting used to, in my opinion. Another thing is, once you actually have the ability to change between a regular Link and Wolf Link, you can actually just instantly change between the two on the gamepad at will without having to talk to Midna, which is really handy. It's really, really handy. So that, again, I wish I had a way of showing the gamepad right now, because that would make things a little bit more seamless, but alas, I don't. Also, sometimes the gamepad can show, like, the map of, like, dungeons that you're in, too, so that's really handy. No need to have the map on, like, on the bottom left screen of the TV in those instances. But, yeah. Now get out of my way. You two. Cool. Anyways, let's head on to our next destination. And the last thing that you could do with the gamepad is use Amiibo. This is going to be exciting. This is what I was waiting for. I was waiting until Ganondorf showed up because there's actually Amiibo for him, and I didn't want to spoil his existence in the backstory of this game or anything. But you can use various Amiibo. I don't know if the non-Zelda series Amiibo would do anything in this game. I don't think they do. But if you have various Zelda characters in the form of Amiibo, then they will have various effects. I don't think Amiibo that came out after this game came out will have any effect. Maybe, because there's like 8-bit Link, which I don't think does anything. But anyways, on to the Amiibo that I at least know work. If you have either the Link or Toon Link Amiibo, those will always replenish your arrows. If you have Zelda or Sheik, those will recover your hearts fully. And if you have Ganondorf, this will make it so for the duration of your play session, you will take double damage. Now, each of those 5 Amiibo, took me a bit to count there, they can only be scanned once per day. So that's something to be noted of. That way you can't abuse like refilling your hearts all the time or whatever. Or like refilling your arrows. But the neat thing is with Ganondorf's Amiibo is if you were to use that with hero mode, that actually stacks with the damage you take there, because in hero mode you take double damage. With Ganondorf, you also take double damage. Combine them, you're taking 4 times the damage you would in a normal playthrough. So that's really interesting for challenge runs and all that stuff. It's just really cool. Anyways, this here has the last optional thing for me that I want to grab. It's a lot of bone boys here. Luckily, bomb arrows make this very easy. So, yay for bomb arrows. What's in this one? Is this... My notes say to go here and get this. So I'm just gonna trust my notes. Ah, piece of heart. New heart container too. Nice. Brings us at 13 hearts. Also, what are in these small chests? I don't know. Nothing special. I mean, bombs, sure, I do need to refill up on them. And what's in this one? This is... more bombs. Cool. But yeah, that's pretty much it for all the optional stuff. As for Amiibo, there's one more Amiibo. This actually came bundled with, copies of this game when this game first came out. And that is the Wolf Link Amiibo. I'm not going to get into what this does entirely just yet, but you don't need to scan this once per day. But scanning it will give you access to a new dungeon exclusive to Twilight Princess HD, which is the Cave of Shadows. I will not be doing this dungeon just yet. I will be tackling it at a later point, but I will be doing it. Anyways, I don't know why I decided to use the spinner here, because I'm just leaving, because I want to go back to Castletown. Because the last thing I want to do, just because I know I'm going to forget if I don't do this, is to turn in the bugs I found in the Gerudo Desert to Agatha. Also, have you noticed when we were going through the Gerudo Desert that we didn't see any Gerudo, and the only Gerudo we've seen was in a flashback, and that was of Ganondorf? I think this might just be me theory crafting or whatever, but I think there's an implication here that after Ganondorf was imprisoned and he was the king of the Gerudo just were exiled from Hyrule and left the Gerudo Desert. That's why the place is empty, and then the people of Hyrule just use the Arbiter's Grounds as their own prison ground of sorts to either publicly execute people, like they tried to do with Ganondorf, or for others, just leave them inside the Arbiter's Grounds. Now, again, this is all just conjecture or whatever. And maybe even adding on to this theory, maybe those that were on Ganondorf's side were imprisoned in the Arbiter's Grounds. You'll never know, unless, like, one of, like, the many books that was released after Twilight Princess came out, like Hyrule Historia, like, gives definitive proof to any of this, but I'm just making my own theories. And that's one of the fun things I like to do with games, that leave things to your imagination. Just give you theories to work with. Anyways, what do you have to say? I want to take your colorful tail and make the loveliest braid ever. Cool. Don't rip its tail off, please. And now, you only need one more bug after this Dayfly, which we can't get just yet, but we'll be able to get it soon. Ish. One bug left until I have them all. Oh, I hope that you'll keep bringing them here. You will, right? Nah. Nah. Anyways, with that done, I think now would be a good time for me to end things off. We're here in Castletown, and that's where I wanted to be by next episode. But yeah, next time on The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD. Actually, hold up. I think there's... Hold up. I know this is not in my notes or anything, but... Isn't there a treasure chest over here that I can grab? I think... Do I have the necessary tools to do so? I don't know. Okay, first, how I get up there? How I do? I don't remember. Aha! There you are. Okay, so this isn't in my notes, so it's probably not anything too noteworthy. Probably just rupees. And if it's something that is noteworthy, then I am not on the ball here. But let's just, let's see, I want to jump when the spinner reaches the middle. And what is this? It is a Miiverse stamp! Huh! Wow, my notes are bad then. Got the surprise Zelda face. I'm surprised too. Wow, I'm at a loss for words. Usually I would imagine I'm thorough with my notes, but then again, I did miss out on Miiverse Stamp S the first time around. So, gosh. Anyways, I'm just gonna end it off here. My pride is hurt a little bit, if I'm being completely honest. But anyways, next time on The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD, now that we're done getting optional stuff with the spinner, we'll advance the plot some more and get a lead on how to get to one of these places with the pieces of the Twilight Mirror? Mirror of Twilight, whatever. We'll find out a lead on any of those pieces. So thank y'all so much for watching, and see y'all next time for some more of The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD. Later!